So yeah. So just keep that in mind.
Hello and welcome to Forbes does ASMR on Mother's Day, but instead of that, you get to see both of our amazing faces. What's up, everyone? My name is Forebears. I'm your caster today. I'm still in the casting mode after casting the Breakthrough versus Lightbringers Leftover games. I'm your pod host. How's it going? Hope we're all doing well. I'm joined today by the one, the only, the main tank that played last game and had that wonderful Twitch clipped by someone. Fat Finger Shatter on Paris. Endo, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Like, after that game and everything. But wait, we actually have a visitor for the podcast.
Oh my goodness, we got a guest
is my
host.
New cat, Ezreal. He's a little baby boy. He's so cute. He doesn't want to be held.
How's it going, Ezreal? Glad to have you on the show. How does it feel to be named after one of the best characters in the league? I'm assuming that's why you named him Ezreal, or?
Yes.
Oh
actually, I did. One of my favorite characters in the league.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Nas actually just posted the clip right here. Endo with 3 question marks. What was going on during that match, by the way?
Okay, actually, there's actually a version of that with comms. and all you hear is just we're trying to come up with the plan, and all you hear is me 80-80 strafing, and I hit Q, and you just hear fuck, like
Just
that's
a big
it.
gasp, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's get straight into it. We want to get a quick cast done today just because it's Mother's Day. We're spending time with our moms and we want to really, honor those who made us who we are. Fun fact, shout out to Cher if you're listening. Thank you for being my Mercury Cougars mom when I first came to the server. Definitely guided me throughout where I needed to go. That's my shout out. In terms of that, Endo, do you have a server mom?
Server. I don't really have a server mom. I really don't, but I do have a mom out there. Like, not my
Right.
I have my actual mother, of course, but I have my friend Sherlock, who actually is very much like a mother to me. I love her
Aw.
to death. And I'm gonna make sure I go back and clip this for her, because she gonna be like, I hate you when she sees
And there's
this.
actually going to be an announcement regarding another massive duck knife themed mom of the server Solus. Big announcement with that with her about about her future regarding OWP coming soon. She had a message she wanted to share with you all sort of near the end of the show. Let's get into it real quick. Week 1 results. We're just going to kind of go down the list because it's been a bit of a tenuous start to the Upper Division Season 4 schedule. Mercury Cougars went 3-2 against Suia, single woman in the area. 05 Heads took 3 wins over Skyhounds and 1 draw. Night Ops took 4-0 over LBLO, swept them, looks like. How was that match, by the way?
Actually, I wasn't allowed to play in that match because
okay.
I moved into a new house, and because of I have a breaker box in my room.
Oh,
so
yeah,
the Wi-Fi connection just was messed up, and I
Mhm.
wasn't able to play it till this
Yeah.
week. And I had just got a fist the second the match was done. It was actually unlucky.
Oh, that's tragic. I mean, honestly, we have people's graphics cards blowing up, right? And now we have people's Ethernet ports, not wanting to play ball, and I get
Ohio
that.
people too. That's just unlucky. This state, bruh.
Oh man, it's Ohio problem. Cleveland, please don't get an Overwatch team. And then Seven Sins went 4-0 over Breakthrough. Moshi says vaccinate your Ethernet ports. That's true. Yeah, definitely do that. Don't want to get viruses. Don't they cause lag though? I heard.
What, Ethernet ports?
Week 2 went 3-1. Skyhounds over Mercury Cougars, and then very recently, yesterday, Lightbringers Leftovers swept Breakthrough. Tell us about that Lightbringers Leftover game, Endo.
Actually, with that game, a lot of it, even though this might sound a bit bad, but even though Breakthrough, some player would be like, oh, watching the game, that was really close, a lot of it wasn't Breakthrough really outplaying us. It was us messing up.
It was you guys outplaying yourselves?
Yes, actually, we messed up a lot. Like on last map, we ran Genji goats because the 30 said, I played, and we were like, okay.
And you know what? Like I can't even argue with the results of that composition just because D30 is they're an incredible Genji, right? And of course, like, you enable him just like how Vancouver enables Bumper, you're gonna be able to 4-1 NYXL. At least that's what the numbers tell us.
Yeah,
Moving on over to the lower division schedule. Well, actually, before we do that, we have 2 games of the upper division being held today. Seven Sins versus Single Woman in your area at 8:30 tonight, and then 05 Heads taking on Night Ops 8 o'clock tonight. And I believe the 05 Heads Night Ops game is streamed, but more info about that to come. But I just want to ask you real quick, with these matchups in mind, Seven Sins Suia and then 05 Heads Night Ops, we didn't do this last season because we didn't want to hurt feelings, but I am going to ask you for predictions, Endo. Where do you think these games are going to go? Like, give me a plus one, give me a minus one.
Plus one, minus one. Forget that. I think Seven Sins is going to either 4-0 or 3-0 Suia easily. Okay. And then Night Ops, that game is going to go to 5 maps. It's going to be like 3-2, and it can go either way. I genuinely feel like Night Ops versus 05 Heads, that's going to be pretty great.
Damn, that's interesting. A lot of people are backing 05 Heads so much. I think maybe Night Ops hasn't been in the headlines recently just because their last game was such a long time ago. These guys did win last season, and their roster is unchanged. You realize this, right? What?
Cameras? Do we have our cameras up on
Yes,
stream?
we have our cameras back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. I was dumb. I was dumb. Moshi, whoever's managing the Overwatch Pretenders account, because it's not me, thank you.
Spidey.
Probably Spidey, right? Shout out to
Yeah.
Spidey. We got you 1,500 bits last time. Where's that money? What the hell? But in any case, I feel like the 7th and Suya game is definitely going to be one to watch. Even though the last game Suya had, it was against Mercury Cougars. They did lose 3-2. That still did go to 5 maps. Like, that still did happen. I think it's important to realize that, you know, they're still an incredibly capable squad. And honestly, it's kind of like anything can happen. Exactly. Just like Crimson said. Actually, on the other team, I'm getting also my my wires crossed. Sort of transitioning to the 05 heads Night Ops matchup as well. Both teams are Sombregoat specialists, so we're definitely going to see that ahead of time. Holy shit, Nas, 1,500 bits. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Well, what the fuck?
Nas coming in.
Sorry, I was late this time. No, thank you.
That's actually perfect.
Oh my goodness.
All this money goes to his medical fund.
He is up to 3,000. Exactly. He is supporting the fact I got into medical school, and like I'm gonna need all the money I can get for student loans. So thank you for that. No, dude, thank you. Like seriously, it really helps if you really want to support. You know where we're at. Check out the Discord. Check out all of our socials. Like it's good, right?
What's up?
In any case, for the 7 Sins Suya game, I think 7 Sins is gonna take it away. As well, I think 7 Sins is gonna take it away. They've been really consistent. We'll be able to talk with 2 7 Sins players a little later about how they've been prepping. But personally, like I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to a game 4 or game 5. Like I really wouldn't be. As for 05 heads Night Ops, a lot of people are sort of touting them as the dark horses of the league. 05 heads, that is. And honestly, I'm just looking for some good Overwatch on that. I think it'd go either way.
No, it does because they're both Somber specialist teams. Mostly because they're DPS Moose and XYS.
XYS, dude.
They can't play off tanks. They really can't. That sounds mean, but like the one time like scrimming them and seeing that, they almost always ran Somber goats. Almost always. And I'm just like, well, okay.
Oh my goodness. All right, hey, you heard it here first. Both teams off tank plays garbage. What are you doing now?
No. Their DPS players are garbage. That's
well. In any case, I think it's gonna be definitely a match worth watching. Something that people don't know is that when these games are happening, if they're not streamed, you can still request to be a spectator. If you go out and you ask people from the team, hey, can I spectate the game? And the coach is clear, you're still able to do that, and that's open to anyone. There are limited slots, obviously. So, I mean, hey, you got that. Definitely do that if you're interested in checking out those games. Sort of transitioning on to the lower division schedule. Let's bring this up. Lower division week 1 starts this week. Oh my goodness.
It starts today.
It starts today. Get ready for your favorite academy teams to start battling up against each other for the crown. Last season, Lightbringer's Legacy took it away with their defeat over Behind Action Team, which, to be fair, they did play a 5v6, which was a little unorthodox. First time in OWP history.
That was my. I built that. I built the core of that team.
And Endo, you built that team. I'm so sad that happened. I'm so sad that happened to you and, of course, the rest of your team. But nonetheless, the other people who were in Behind Action Team, I'm sure they're reprising their roles in other teams sort of scattered throughout the server. We also have a different... No? They all left?
No, they're gone. I have not seen any of them in forever.
Oh, no. I was kind of hoping they had, and I was kind of hoping to just like walk away with that, but no, I guess that didn't happen. But I mean, you know what? If anyone's hearing this from Behind Action Team, you guys still played incredibly. I hope you're still part of Pretenders in some capacity, and if not, hey, good luck to you and wherever you're going. I do want to talk about the matchups coming up. You might see a different name on the week 1 roster. SSL, who's that? The Saturn Snow Leopards are the rebranded Mercury Cougars Academy team that's headed by a lot of the Mercury Cougar alumni, including people like Toop, Rush, Herbs, and Puppy, Spidey, and Cher. Really stacked coaching roster. I almost think it's going to be an idea of like too many cooks in the kitchen, but I can't even say that depending on... I have no idea how this team's going to...
I do have some inside information about that team.
Could you tell me about it? Yeah.
I can't share it. I
No?
I really can't.
You can't say that and then
apparently
share the
okay.
motherfucking tea. Let's go.
Apparently apparently there are some. I've heard about internal issues with them not really coaching or VOD reviewing that much. Actually,
they're not VOD reviewing that much. Okay.
But that's what I've heard. I don't know if that information has changed from like the people I've talked to, but like that. But I won't name names who said that to me. But if anything, with their name, Saturn Snow Leopards, correct?
Correct. Saturn Snow Leopards.
I don't like. I gotta say one thing. Why didn't you name the Crimson Kittens? It would have been such a good name. Like who's came up with that name? Tooth, I'm coming for you. That name is bad.
You know. Rather, I think they were going. For like a planet thing, like the Mercury, the next Saturn. Like you see the connection, right?
I see the connection,
right?
But Crimson Kittens, the red planet, like you could do it like based off Mars. Like you could have done so much.
Yeah, where the Mars meerkats at? That's what I'm going for.
That's a good name.
That's a good name. Let's do that.
FC gotta branch out.
I'm just saying, your first game hasn't happened yet. There's still time for a complete rebrand. Your logo and emote look sick though. :SSL : over in general. So anyway, really fun stuff regarding Upper Division coming up. We got a little bit of news just before we just dive straight into interviews, because we do want to always keep this show on rails and make it sort of as streamlined as possible. The free agent check was completed, right? So once again, free agents, if you're listening, the idea was that there were a lot of people with the free agent tag in the server. It was kind of giving an inflated count of how many people were available for being on a team, and I mean, just were available for pickups for like free agent scrims and showcases and that sort of thing. So we actually purged that entire role, asked people to reapply, and we have a bit more of an accurate reading of that now. If you previously had the FA role, you can definitely it's just a quick reapplication of, your past 2 season SRs, and you're gonna be in, right? So so do that if you're still interested in being a free agent. Otherwise, I mean, hey, we have a lot of other stuff going on the server, including pugs, anime watch parties, Ascenders Cup coming during the off season, and so more. So that wraps up kind of a lot of like the news section of OWP podcast for the time being. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I got one thing to add. Sunny in the chat.
Sunny was.
You really think you can talk about my fat finger?
Can I?
Not showing up the scrims?
I literally opened up the show with that. Why weren't you watching from the beginning?
I'm done with you, Sunny.
Shame.
Sunny, you off the team. You might be team captain, but you off the team.
Well, you know what? Actually, excuse me. Nas said, "Hey, lower division predictions."
Oh, okay.
Well, all right. I mean, Saturn Snow Leopards versus Seven Sins Academy. Seven Sins Academy didn't make it to the quarters last season. How do we think that Saturn Snow Leopards is going to come up against Seven Sins Academy?
5.
What?
This is going map 5.
Map 5?
I feel like Seven Sins Academy, ever since their players have moved up, their real hard carries, the team has dropped, but not like significantly, but they still have, I feel like they're going to have some struggles coming into it. But then Saturn Snow Leopards is also a new team. But the issue with that is we can't sleep on them, because a lot of time people slept on a team that was new. We had Alpine Wolves come into a season dominating, only losing one map to breakthrough. Like, so...
Honestly, anything can happen. And I'm actually gonna be a bit more cynical, and I think I'm gonna go the side of Saturn Snow Leopards for this one. I think it's gonna go 3-1 Saturn Snow Leopards. That's just kind of my sleeper pick out there. We're really glad, yes, Chiharo, to have Sky Williams co-casting with me. I am very thankful he's here. In terms of Suya Academy versus wait, is it Suya Academy? I gotta quickly check this.
It is Suya Women.
It is. It's Suya Academy versus Lightbringer's Legacy. And I mean, I think what Legacy did the first season, Legacy's gonna do the second season, and I think Legacy's gonna take this one. I don't know by what degree though. I almost want to say that one. I think that go to a map 5.
No, therefore only.
Suya Academy did so much roster revamps during the off season. Are you kidding me?
No, like legitimately, I see what Lightbringer's Legacy can do as a team. They have great players, great coaching from Gambit, and they're legitimately, they won last season. And I think that still transfers over. They haven't really lost any players.
We're agreeing. We're agreeing, Endo.
And they're gonna die. Like, I don't know. I mean, Sweet Academy's gonna die. Like, there's gonna be a slaughter, I feel like.
Well, you know what? And this is the one I almost have the most question marks over, probably because it's also their logo, Unknown Academy versus Night Ops Academy. Granted, Night Ops Academy has a really good support system in their parent organization, Night Ops, who did win season, last season. And I think it's for that reason they'll be able to do a lot more like one-on-one coaching and a lot more work with sort of their pre-existing scrim partner. I think Night Ops Academy is going to get the edge here. Right, but honestly, it could go either way. I mean, Unknown Academy, it's managed by like Tranquil and Rick. Is that right? Tranquil,
yes,
really solid guy. I think he's gonna definitely do the team well. I think he's really caring for the team right now. I just maybe some internal bias. I just want Unknown Academy to win just because like a new face in the system. But I mean, of course, hope only goes so far.
Nah, I have to give it to Night Ops Academy. I also see a lot. I also know a lot of Night Ops guys. I have a Night Ops Academy coach on my team, King Crimson, of course, the stand user. Like, it's obvious that I feel like he knows what he's doing. A majority of the
Did you guys know that Crimson is the coach for Night Ops Academy? He won't shut up about it in the Twitter or in the Twitch chat. But oh man, is he there?
It's wild. It's wild.
Love you, Crimson.
Nobody loves me.
I also, by the way, I actually didn't know Nas, who literally dropped 1,500 bits today earlier, is Ryan OS99, who was the streamer of the Breakthrough Lightbringers game last night. That man is Spork, yeah. Spork, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Like, what the hell? Like, you totally didn't need to do that. You do so much for us just by streaming. Thank you. Thank you. But in any case, we got, that's sort of what we got going on. For the lower division, we do have Saturn Snow Leopards versus Seven Sins Academy Thursday, May 16th at 7 EST. And we actually have our first lower division game of the season. That is the Unknown Academy versus Night Ops Academy game tonight at 7 EST.
Gonna be spicy.
Right.
Should be spicy.
That's gonna be a really, really fun time. Black Glasses is here. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for being here, Black Glasses.
The legend, the myth,
the man, the myth, the legend.
I did that before he blew up. I played ranked with him. This man was a hoot, only playing Roadhog. Now look at him. He's big as ever.
Okay. Right now that you're here, can I have a really I have a question for you, Black Glasses. You're like low key perceived as a living meme. Is it all a farce, or is this how like your life is? Just out of curiosity. I have to know.
Everybody wants to know.
Like everyone almost has like bated breath for this response.
Yes.
God, I want to play. I want to play with Black Glasses so goddamn much. Black Glasses at me, at Forebears. That'd be a good idea. Well, but in any case, we do have our first couple of No, dude, I'm streaming right now. Like, give me a second. We do have a first interviews coming up, and it's going to be with that Seven Sins alma mater, Iluvatar. Recently hit Masters, by the way. Give them congratulations, as well as It's Waldo on their Week 1 win versus BT, as well as their future game versus Suia. Let's get these guys in here. Uno momento.
Bring them in, boys. The cultists are coming.
Bring them in, boys.
I'm ready for this occasion, Forebears.
Oh, man, are you?
Because you always got to bring a knife. If there's any type of knife, you just got to bring it.
So we're on our intermission screen right now. This man is holding a knife up to screen. All right. Hey, guys, how's it going? Thanks for making yourselves available. I'm just getting everything set up just like real quick. So while I'm doing that, do y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm a Luvatar 343. I'm a off tank for 7 Sins, upper division.
Hello, my name's Waldo. I'm assistant to the coach of 7 Sins. So you can just basically say assistant coach.
That's not the same thing. Don't call it the assistant
It's almost the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
A lot of people might have known me as Shisui, or a
Oh!
commentator.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
like-
I didn't know you were the same person. I was like,
No,
I mean, look, I thought the same. I was like, are these two different people? Who's Waldo?
I'm the same person. It's just my name is Waldo, so I go by Waldo by 7 Cents. So that's what they call me as. Sweet's just the gamer tag I play on.
Well, in any case, thank you both for being, available. And first things first, how's your Mother's Day going? Like, do you guys have any fun plans?
I have to work, unfortunately, which is basically how it always goes. So no, not really. Aside from smashing Suya tonight, I mean.
Ooh.
Oh, snap. What about you, Waldo? What you got going on?
Just gonna get some brunch later on with the family, then tune in to watch the game.
Some brunch and tuning in to watch the game. Well, I mean, are you playing in it at all, or?
No.
Oh no, I graduated during the off season of season 4.
Oh,
Somebody decided
I see.
to ditch
Okay.
me and just break up our tank duo, left me
Like-
behind.
It was really sad. I remember giving him his graduate, bro. I was like, I don't get to play against him this season. I was
People are
upset.
graduating left and right from Overwatch. I think like Pichu graduated earlier, and I was just like, they grow up so fast. How did both of you get involved in Overwatch Pretenders?
Lubitar, you can start.
Okay, so I saw a post on Reddit actually. At the time, I was where was I at the time? Sorry, I think I was bouncing around like 2950, like bouncing back and forth across the 3000 border, and felt like I'd kind of hit a wall a little bit, especially with like I was a Zarya main on console and then a Zarya main on PC when I came over, and I was struggling to pick up Diva, and I'm like, oh, I want some coaching, and joining a team seemed like the best way to get that. Also, like playing in an organized setting sounded really appealing after getting tilted to no end in comp every other day. So
Right. All right. Waldo?
Kind of the same thing. I saw the post on Reddit. I thought that was interesting. It was in my SR range. I was always like kind of stuck in between the 3000 to 3100. And I have 3 accounts. I was mainly a Genji main before I joined this league, but nobody was looking for any projectile DPS.
Right.
I actually hit up a couple teams that were looking for main tanks, and then I found my team and home in 7 Cents.
Wow. Well, we're really, really glad both of you have did find OWP the way it was. I don't think that sentence would be the same without you two. And once again, like really, really phenomenal. First of all, gameplay last season. Like Sentences was always the team that I always really wanted to win. Like they're just like super wholesome, and I'm sure they'll continue to be after the loss of their duck mom. But once again, later about that. But I wanted to ask real quick, congratulations on your recent win versus Breakthrough 4-0 sweep. What do you think led to your success?
A lot of it was so we were able to. All right, let me restart this. Like I think we've practiced bunker a decent amount. Like I was always pushing for us to run bunker even last season on Hollywood. And I think having that one comp to fall back on a couple times really helped us out. Last season also our goats was how to phrase this politely, not the best, shall we say. Things were a little cluttered. Our comms weren't the cleanest, but we were able to clean that up a lot this offseason. Our coaches kind of gave us some pointers. We made we selected like one target caller that actually made more sense. We've gotten better about planning out what ultimates we're going to use pre-fight, and I think having a stronger goats, not only does it help in the goats mirror, but it also just helps your team coalesce, because once you learn how to play together in the comp that requires the most the comp that's most dependent on synergy, right? That I think that translates to everything else you play.
Right. Okay.
And I think that'll also help down the line when we hopefully get to play some more dive on other maps.
So does that mean I'm hearing that you're grinding dive?
I would say we're grinding dive. I think we all just want to. I mean, I'm a diva on diva duty 100% of the time, so it doesn't really matter what comp we play for me. But I know other people would like to play some dive, get out of Brig jail, get out of Zarya jail, whatever.
No,
I'm just in
that's
diva
fair.
jail till the end of time, so it doesn't really matter
That comes with the alt tank role. You just always stuck on diva, unless you're crimson, where you just come out with.
I mean, it's okay. I'm OWPod, so there you go.
Yeah. Right.
Waldo, I want to field this question over to you as well. What do you think contributed to the success of Seven Sins? Perhaps during changes during the off season, changes before your first game with Breakthrough.
The answer is we got rid of Waldo.
Fair.
Wow.
Okay,
so wait. So you went from.
No, you go ahead, finish what you're
No, I was
gonna
gonna say, wow, you went from like a really good main tank to Tranquil. That's really
Oh
sad.
my goodness. I heard he's a feeder. Is that?
Yeah, he's a big feeder. Big feeder.
There's an occasional feed here and there, but we bring it back with them. So basically, there was a comm structure before I graduated where I was the main target caller, and once I graduated, everything went. There was a wrench, and we had to fix it during the off season, and luckily we fixed it before the game.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, I really think it comes down, like, that's the biggest point, that we have a good comm structure now, and that makes everything else flow nicely.
And could you give us a little insight on how that sounds like? Like, I know you don't like. I'm not asking you to divulge your secrets, but I'm just saying, like, tell us a little bit about it.
Waldo, you want to describe what our comms were like last season?
So our comms last season were like really, really. How do I explain it? So basically, Iluvatar is telling our strats of what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I would target call, and then once we die, the silence just was there.
Ooh, the void, the actual void.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But that's what happens, because I think last season it was kind of like we were rebuilding our team, so we weren't basically all comfortable taking up that mantle of speaking after the main people die, and now we kind of clear that up during the off season.
Yeah, no, like target prioritization is really a thing that a lot of teams suffer from. Like, especially like my team, we do have bad target prioritization. We're at the point where I legit was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I scared one of my coaches. It wasn't a good thing.
I mean, that
Right.
was basically what I would resort to last season, because I'm a very bossy off tank. And when things wouldn't be dying, I'd get on people for not target focusing too much. Like I get tilted in games, but we've now.
It's a main tank problem, dude.
I mean, it's an off tank problem too, right? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, guys, let's focus the Rhine as I try to desperately mash or hold right click on my Rhine to keep him alive, and then we all die anyway. It feels bad, man. But
no, that's actually some feel bad.
yeah. So, but it's a lot better now. Like, we have a dedicated. I won't tell you who our dedicated target caller is, but there's a lot less pressure on our front line, I feel.
Mm-hmm. So it's someone in the back line. All right, time to narrow it down.
It's not Cat Dad. He Reddits too much.
No.
Let's see. It's their auto player.
Yeah. Who's their auto player? Who's your guys' auto player?
We hardly play Ana and go.
Yeah, we never play on that.
You're on a Zen player.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Oh,
interesting theory there. I mean, you know that I'm still our shot caller, so you just had to kill me, right?
I
Kill
could
me
be,
and
dude.
everything. Yeah.
Nah. It's you and the Zen. It's you and the Zen.
No. This is a bait. It's really tranquil. I've seen his comm. He yells. Well, I just have one last question, before I let you guys go, and that is, how are you prepping for your next game versus? Well, sorry, I just want to pull this up real quick. Why am I totally blanking? Versus Suia. How are you prepping for your game against Suia? Suia, they were playoff contenders last season, right? So they have the capability to definitely, take it and possibly win it. But once again, your numbers sort of also speak for themselves. Samson's doing phenomenal this season so far. How are we thinking we're going to be handling this battle?
So we watched some of the VOD from last week, their match versus Suia. Just trying to understand.
Suia's match versus Suia?
Sorry. See, it's really bad because the VOD. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
Suya versus MC, but we're also playing MC in week 3. So it's like, all
Right.
right, who am I thinking about analyzing right now?
Yeah.
So we watched that VOD a little bit. I think we kind of understand how they like to play their goats, and hopefully we'll be able to react to that. What I'm really interested to see how we do against their triple DPS. I think that'll be fun because I don't think we really saw a ton of that. I think the breakthrough ran it on Paris, but I'm interested to see because Delete Brig and Raven were popping off on
Right.
the snipers.
Right,
So that'll be a fun challenge.
And that's Delete Brig, formerly Moisty.
I could not tell you.
I'm pretty sure.
I believe.
And
I
we
believe
have
that's
tried to
it.
fix, and we have tried to like be like, hey yo, get an account name Moisty, and it's like, oh yes, Leon does say yes, that is
Yep.
Moisty.
It is formerly Moisty, but now Delete Brig. Fair enough. And all right, well, so we got some analysis under the hood. They've been grinding dive. We now know who their shot caller is. Why are we not getting paid by Suya?
Yeah,
Suya, what's going on, right? They've revealed too much. And thank you so much once again for being here. I guess now's time for shout outs. Anything you want to say, now's the time to say. If you have anything to promo, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, hit us with the links.
I got nothing.
Nothing. What do you do? Do you just work?
He's
and play
he's a PhD student at Columbia studying cancer, my guy.
Yeah,
oh, wait,
like
I forgot. Wait.
my life is literally walk to work, walk home, play Overwatch. I got nothing else to plug.
Keep in mind that eating doesn't have a space in the schedule.
He only needs sleep. That's his eating.
No, dude,
Sleeping wasn't involved in the schedule either.
That's the life of a scientist through and through. And what about you, Waldo? Got anything to promo here?
Just happy Mother's Day to everyone in OWP. I know at Seven Sins, when I first started, Solus was kind of like a motherly figure.
Mhm.
And I still think she's like a motherly figure in most of the server. So, happy Mother's Day-esque to her.
Mm-hmm.
And to Serenity as well. She's the only mom I think I know of in the team.
Serenity Fear, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot she had a kid.
Well,
Kids.
well, in any case, once again, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Be sure to check out these two tonight. Of course, OWPod playing, Waldo coaching on the sidelines. Seven Sins versus Suya tonight at 8:30 EST. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having me.
having me.
All right. And once again, that was Waldo and OWPod. OWPod did hit Masters this season. Be sure to give him that congratulations. Check him out. Seven Sins vs. Suya, 8:30 EST tonight. We're going to go straight into our next interview. It's going to be Lua, the coach of Mercury Cougars. Lua, come on in.
Oh, Lua, this man. I don't know much about him. Talking to him, he seems like a pretty chill guy. I'm interested to actually see what he sounds like for once. Like, I played a lot of Pug with him, never actually heard what he sounds like. So,
Right.
All I really know about him is that he's affiliated with Old Lady Share, so
Affiliated with? Oh man, they're a powerhouse duo. They're the ones responsible for a lot of the MC success last season. I'll tell you that.
And look who it is.
Look who it is.
Hello.
Lua, while I get everything set up, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Lua, the head coach for, I guess co-coach for Mercury Cougars. Me and Cher both pretty much have equal role. So.
Right. I think Cher would be like, "Excuse me, I'm head coach."
Oh my god.
I mean, am I wrong though?
Well, I don't know. I feel like we focus on different things overall, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
I guess.
hey, thanks for being here.
Split. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, like really appreciate it. Glad to know a lot of those MC connections are still working out. Hopefully that's the reason you came on, because you could talk with me again.
Of course.
Of course.
I mean, you wear the MC colors.
I mean, it's the headphones, right? But in any case, I wanted to say, hey, congratulations on your week 1 win versus Suya 3-2. That series was definitely a nail biting from start to finish. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, so it went 3-2. It's a very close game. I think we lost the first and third maps. So Actually, our main tank player Cryptic had to leave, and if you know anything about our team, he's like the main shot caller, target caller.
Right.
And we had to put our off tank Boogie on main tank, which was not practice at all. So
I see. Okay. Also,
it was looking pretty bad for us, but
I do want to interrupt this interview real quick to say, Puppy, thank you for subbing to the Overwatch Pretenders channel. Puppy, also an MC alum. I'm sure he says hi to you as well, Lua.
For the sub, I'll drink to that, Puppy.
Fair enough. Of course, for those who don't know Puppy, he was actually the OG host and one of the OG creators of the podcast. I love him a lot. Puppy, hope you're doing well.
Shout out to the dog, man.
Anyway, sort of coming back. So tell us a little bit about sort of like that game 5. What was sort of like the team vibe, the team electricity going in?
Oh, so we had one map 4 with our off tank Boogie on main tank, so we're pretty hyped going into map 5. I don't know. And we pretty much have not practiced that, so we could only like play goats going into map 5 because there were a lot of players on off rolls at that point.
I see. And since that game, sort of proceeding on to week 2, your game against Skyhounds unfortunately went the other direction. It did go 3-1, a loss for MC. And was the team still plagued by those same problems, or?
Well, I think overall, pretty much we put our best foot forward early in that game, and Goats comp is a lot of what we practiced.
Right, and of course, you guys are amazing at Goats.
Yeah, exactly. But Skyhounds just came and they really beat us at our best comp, so they definitely deserved the win that day.
Oh, actually, wait, did they beat you on your no brig goats?
No brig goats?
We just played no brig goats.
No,
never live it down.
There's a story about that. Basically last season, it was on Dorado. Our players messed up the comp, and basically we went and we were running a goats comp with 2 healers. So
right.
It was really weird.
So you guys playing 4 tanks? Is that right?
No. It was 3 tanks, a Sombra, and then I think it was either Brig.
No, it was Lucio. You went Lucio
Zen heals.
And I remember because it was the Lightbringer. You were playing Lightbringers, and somehow you guys still won that game.
We did.
Lightbringers didn't want to W into you, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I remember coaching that game. That was very stressful. I just wanted to tell them like so bad, like, what are you guys doing? But obviously we can't talk during the games, so.
God damn. All right, Lua, how'd you get involved in OWP?
It's actually about it was over a year ago now. So I've been
tell us the story. Tell us the play-by-play.
Well, I was basically browsing Reddit. I was looking for a team, and I saw a post. I think it was by Rick or someone. So there's an invite link there. I joined. I was expecting to play still at that point. So when they told me I couldn't play because my SR was too high, I was kind of bummed out. But they told me I could take a coaching role, so I was still interested in that. So I ended up doing that.
And you've stuck through it ever since?
Yeah, exactly. And well, I don't know. I kind of got assigned my team to my own team, like. So I didn't have a choice in that, but I am happy where I ended up.
Given
it ended up working out.
If you were to do it all over again, what team would you want to be assigned to? If you were to enter in during this season?
I mean, the same team. I mean, unless you're gonna. Well, yeah, I would definitely join MC still.
And do you play for another team? Like, do you play for an open division team?
Not at the moment. I actually did a tryout a few weeks ago. That went pretty well, but I did not make it. So.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm still looking for teams, but I have finals the next 2 days, so I have to wait for that.
Oof, finals. That's right. Good luck to anyone taking the finals. I think it's also like SAT or ACT season, or like people are getting their results back if they're taking those tests. So like, hey, that's gonna be something. Chewy suggests just D rank for 3 seasons, and you can join again.
Yeah, like what's his name? Mate? I can't remember his name in the server. I feel kind of bad.
No, dude, Matty A he's still master.
No, he isn't. He has the free agent tag now. He has been plat to diamond for the past few seasons. Right. I actually think he tried out for FC.
Yeah, exactly. I actually know a lot about that. He's eligible to play.
Yeah.
Dude, pick him up. What are you doing?
Oh my That is yet to be decided.
Oh my goodness. Matty is a free agent. Anyone eyeing him, he used to be a coach for Breakthrough. And so I guess just sort of like
Don't eye him. He's ours.
don't add him. He's ours.
Okay.
My last question, or not my last question, I guess another one of my questions is let's see if I can just bring this up again. Your week 3 match is going to be against Seven Sins, and granted that is, you know, coming up, right? Hasn't been scheduled just yet. What are you doing to prep for that?
Well, basically, over the last few weeks, we've been trying to add in some new players because, I mean, right now we only have like one main tank, one off tank. So when it comes to scheduling stuff, especially scrims and games, it does get kind of tough. Their schedules don't always work out, so we're trying to add some new players in. You know, maybe they will come in and bring on some new ideas.
Right.
But overall, I guess we're developing new comps and working on our goats still. So
All right,
Fair enough.
Can you give us a hint at one of these new comps, or is it top secret? Can't say nothing.
Dude, it's Doomfist Goats.
Doom Goats
okay.
is viable though.
What?
Like that's viable in like Busan.
Alright, you
Mecha
can't say that. Herb's gonna get the wrong idea.
No, bro, Busan Mecha Baits run Doom Goats. It'll work. I'm telling you.
God.
Oh my god.
Or just
I
run
don't know
ball
about that
comps.
Anyway,
I can't
but,
believe this. Well,
I mean, it's not top secret. We're trying to. Well, I want to run 4 DPS basically, but
4
I like
DPS, damn.
Yeah.
Like
I
4
like
DPS
teams on
Ball
track.
Mercy, is that right?
yeah, exactly.
That's the
the
play. Like, well, like
It
you saw
is.
that. We like, I don't know if you watched like the NYXL Vancouver game last night. They played a lot of that on Hanamura.
Yeah, because
I think I missed that one, but I did
Oh.
watch like the second half.
Ball genuinely
Yes.
like really good. And a lot
Ball
of
was
players.
ridiculous. Like, Ball has been being
lot-
slowly overtuned to be like super overpowered.
No, he isn't overtuned
He
at all. He just works great with what the meta has given us. And just him, like a lot of people in Pretenders, I feel like they should pick up Ball. I myself want to play more Ball, but I can't because of my team's circumstances. My Ball is actually
Dude, Ball is the
right?
Doomfist of tanks. Like, he just like dives in, kills everything,
He
walks
really
out and
is.
kills pugs.
Nah,
He's actually
nah.
kind of OP. He's broken in ranked. If you play ball in ranked,
Yeah, you just what
you're-
you gonna
you're
do?
win.
This is easy. They can't focus.
He's so good until they go Sombra. Then you're.
Until they go so. I mean, just like Doomfist, the moment he gets hacked, the guy's donezo, right? What's he
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
do with 4 little like pew pew
See,
pew
the
pew?
ball's
Like,
bigger. You legitimately, you're telegraph. You're about to pile drive mine into the team. Sombra, you're useless. All battery. It's over.
this podcast only isn't about pugs. No, it's also about
No.
Lua and his wonderful team, Mercury Cougars. Lua, are you part of the academy team, or are you sort of like relegating that to your players instead?
Basically our players are involved in that. I had like no development at all. I basically just said like, well, they were asking if they could make an academy, so
I mean,
Sharon and I
it
just
worked.
agreed, said yes.
Mom and Dad said yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
Mom
we
and Dad
basically
said it's
have
my
no-
turn to coach a team.
Right. Mom said it's
No
my
shit.
turn to coach a team. That's exactly what's going on. Speaking of moms, any have any fun plans for Mother's Day?
Probably going out to dinner later tonight
Yeah.
with my family. So
And could you tell us the most underrated breakfast food or the most underrated brunch food that people typically take their moms out
Breakfast.
for Mother's Day?
man, I'm not a big breakfast fan, but I do actually like omelet a lot.
Omelets are underrated though. Everybody like, if you ever meet somebody that says omelets are
Underrated?
bad,
That's like the #1 brunch food. People are like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm
they
getting
either- they either
omelets
have-
and
Oh,
they
mimosas.
either have high cholesterol
Bro,
or
there's
they are
nothing
just
else to get.
stupid.
There's nothing else to get. I don't like breakfast food that much.
What about French toast? People sleep on French toast all the time.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't go to a fucking restaurant to order that.
Okay,
Maybe just
you.
make that at
This
home.
man hasn't had good French toast. Have you not seen like that Japanese like puffed up like cube
Oh,
of
that-
starch,
that-
like the
that is
honey toast?
wonderful.
Yo,
That looks wonderful. I would love to have some of that. And I'm out of focus. There we go.
in any case, Lua, now's the time to promo any stuff you might have: Discord, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, anything like that.
Okay.
Hit us with the links.
I don't really use social media, but
Oh
join
my
Pugs.
God.
You can watch me
We have
farm
old-
Ben. I gave him big cummies last night on Lee Jang Tower, so fuck that guy.
Well, all right. In that case, you heard it here first. Join Pugs. Happy Mother's Day from Lua. Oh, by the way, speaking of Mother's Day, would you tell Mercury Cougar Mom Share that I said hello?
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you.
I think she's actually
Yeah,
out with her mother right now, so.
Old lady out with her old lady. Makes sense.
Ben
exactly.
Ben says I gave him even bigger cummies on Havana, whatever that means.
Oh,
I mean, I kind
wait.
of farmed him on defense. This kid was hiding behind fucking structures. I could see 10% of this kid's body.
And that's all the time we have
So we have
for Lua.
With the fucking health pack sitting
Nope,
3 feet
nope,
away from
I
him, but he's too
was
scared to move.
Hey, Lua,
Alright, bye.
thanks so much for being here. Take care now, all right?
Of course, yeah.
Take care. Bye. Once again, that was Lua of Mercury Cougars. Be sure to check out Mercury Cougars versus fuck, who are they playing? Playing Seven Sins.
Yes,
Week 3.
I
They're
thought
playing-
I was gonna say Suya.
No, I thought I was gonna say Suya too, but no, they went 3-2 against them. They won that. That was Lua. Really good guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Powerhouse couple with Cher, one of the admins on the server. Admin mom. Give Cher lots of. What?
She's like 5'2".
What?
You got that powerhouse when she's like 5'2". Is she like the tiny power?
I'm just saying, like, have you seen like phones nowadays? Like, they're getting smaller, but their batteries are getting bigger.
No. I have this tiny phone. Look at my hand.
Do you have an Overwatch Pretenders case? Turn that around.
No, I have Overwatch Pretender sticker on the back.
Oh,
Fun
yo,
fact.
I have Overwatch Pretender stickers.
Oh, I also got it on my headset too. Oh, we ready. This how we pop.
Oh
was
my
gonna put it on my
goodness.
headphones,
I gotta show you guys Overwatch Pretender stickers, but before we do that,
Wait, we're still in intermission?
we gotta get Moshi in. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, yeah,
I was
we're
totally like, whoa, what's going on? At Moshi, come on in. Because that's our next
okay, Moshi.
interviewee. He was someone who co-casted with me. Hey Moshi, how's it going?
How's it going?
All right, and now while we're getting everything set up, that's why the intermission is still on. There's a function behind that. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Moshi Man, and I do a lot of casting and some background stuff for Overwatch Pretenders. But one of my favorite things to do is cast here, and be part of the community. Do watch parties.
That's right. Everyone mentions the watch parties. They're so good. And let's see, just adjusting that real quick. Wonderful. By the way, for those who wanted to see the stickers.
We have so many.
Yeah, they're vinyl
What?
stickers.
I got 2.
You got 2?
got 2.
I have
Yeah, from Achilles.
I have like 20.
Achilles mailed me two stickers.
Oh, Endo, I'll shoot you some in my care package. I'm sending you.
Also, I need to change the address on that, by the way.
Oh yeah, no worries. You can send me that later.
That's a rip.
Anyone who wants a sticker, hey, like at me, give me your address. I'll
Send
probably
me
send
your
it over.
address.
Send me your address.
Give
I'm-
me your social
I'm gonna
security
need
number, boys.
I'm gonna need your credit card number just for like
Attention.
shipping,
Attention, Overwatch Pretenders gamers, pull out your credit cards for this man.
Shay, I'll mail you one. Just because she's getting married soon. Did you know Shay's having a September wedding?
I did.
We did know
We
that.
all did.
We all did. All of us knew this. Why? We
We're-
joined Anime Watch Party last
Not
night.
parties. Alright,
But
let's
hey,
get back into
let's
the
get
pod.
into
Yeah,
it.
why am I even here?
Let's get into it. Moshi, you were a wonderful
Yes.
caster last night during Breakthrough versus LBOO. Talk to me a bit about that game. How'd that go?
It was good. I think I felt a little rusty, honestly.
Honestly,
as far as
so did
my
I,
personal
yeah.
casting. I hadn't cast in probably I cast once in the last month because the month before was finals week for me.
Finals week lasts for a whole month?
Thankfully, no.
You would have
you know how it all snowballs, right? You have essays the week before,
Mhm.
you have projects potentially the week of finals, and then you have your final exams that you study all weekend for.
Of
So
course,
it's like, wow,
yeah.
there's 3 weeks that I have to dedicate to school. Oh wait, I should be doing that anyways.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's snowballed like Hollywood.
Snowballed
It
like
never
Hollywood over on point one. Yeah, dude, that was ridiculous. And once again, we'll be going into a deep dive on these plays, by the way, like a little later with Ben. But Moshi, I want to ask you real quick, mainly about predictions, because I feel like as someone who's seen the evolution of a lot of these teams sort of grow and rise, as well as undergo a lot of these roster changes, I'm going to throw a couple of matchups by you, and I want you to really break down who and why you think a team is going to win. Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right, let's make it happen. So first things first, Seven Sins versus Suya tonight at 8. Tell me about it. Or at 8:30 rather.
Well, Seven Sins has been around for a really long time, and so I think they have good synergy. You know, their roster hasn't changed a whole lot.
Mhm.
They've got a little bit of mix up, right? And that's always good to have new blood on the team if
Mhm.
they were filling in some gaps that they may have been lacking.
Right.
So I think Seven Sins has that advantage, and then Suya I think has a lot of talent. So the talent off of Suya may overcome that solid base that Seven Sins has. So, you know, it's like who can utilize that advantage better. So if Seven Sins flusters Suya by winning round 1
Mhm.
and their talent tilts off the map, like maybe they won't be able to win. Like or Suya wins, you know, round 1 and round 2, and they just keep snowballing
Mhm.
their energy there, and Seven Sins, you know, they could come back. You know, you never really know down to that nitty gritty level. But
Mhm.
I think those are the two advantages. I personally think that the talent can overcome the solid base, but I want to see Seven Sins pull up their capabilities to their highest peak levels, right?
Right,
So
right.
I think Suya might take it.
You think Suya might take it?
I think so. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but I think Suya might take it.
No, I think it's fair, especially because there was, I believe Pichu is on Seven Sins. They recently hit Masters this season at like 30. They're hovering around 3,700 right now. Definitely a very, very big asset over to Seven Sins. That's not to say that Seven Sins don't have their own fair share of Masters, including Iluvatar, just graduated. I'm really interested to still see Tranquil. I'm so tranquil, or I'm so toxic.
Oh, yeah.
Still sort of mesh with this team. I felt that during their game last week. They were still, I feel, on slightly different pages. Like when it comes to like, okay, here's the amount of aggression the main tank's going to push in, and here's the amount of aggression that the rest of the team is going to push in. So I'm still looking forward to seeing how that communication happens. Like I really want to see what Seven Sins comp structure is like. I know we got like a bit of insight into that earlier, but nonetheless, it's something I'm definitely interested in seeing. But also because there was someone else I wanted to talk about. Their Zen player. Is it OG Pianist, Endo?
Yeah, yes. I won't say his name.
All right,
if I do,
great.
Kind of
Yeah.
make me insane,
And I'm just saying, I'm consistently surprised by Seven Sins' support play as well. So even though, as Endo just said, Cat Dad Reddit's out, he can't be it. I still think that sort of play is useful, right? I'm still gonna put that out there. Like I'm gonna.
You talking like
it's
Reddit
useful.
Lucio kind of stuff?
I'm gonna condone Reddit Lucio dumb. I'm like, you heard that here first. Make those plays. If you're not, there's no opportunity to improve. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
All right. Also, I just want to put out to the chat. If you wonder what happened when I got up out my chair, I leaned back and I bent the chair thing back.
Scuffed chair. That's an NA chair.
I almost fell out of my chair on stream.
Oh my gosh.
I actually almost died on stream for the content.
I almost died on stream.
I almost died on stream.
Listen to these words.
Also, because I feel like Single Minute Area they have a lot of pre-existing synergy as well. Not to say Seven Sins doesn't. Mike Omen, Nico, Silver Sax, Pig Dog, Costanza, they've all played with each other before. And I think that they're probably starting to streamline, or no, they have streamlined their comp structure before. But enough about that. I want to go on to the next one. Talk to me about 05 heads versus Night Ops.
I don't know anything about O5 heads. They're
That's
brand
okay.
new.
Yep.
They run. No, they're not brand new. They were Mild Esports.
What's that?
They were Mild
They're Mild
Esports.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, they rebranded 05 heads.
Sure. I knew that O5 heads was a team when Mild Esports was a team, though. like, so that was kind of confusing.
Mhm.
Anyways, nice cat, Endo.
Oh, how's it going,
Oh,
Ezreal? Cat Cam, the best part of the podcast.
Anyways, Night Ops has shown some really strong performances. I believe they almost won. They went to the finals last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was
right?
that? Yeah. So they were in the finals last season. Mild Esports didn't quite get there, but they may have picked up some new talent that can I wouldn't say carry them, but it'll synergize with their current talent pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would predict Night Ops just because I've seen them play.
Just because they were finals winners last season, and if that's not telling about something, I don't know what is exactly.
The only thing that happened with Night Ops is that they lost their main tank Ramen for reasons, and so Nathan.
Can you tell us?
No, I actually don't know. I probably was told, but I just don't remember it.
I mean, I think I have some information on that. Ramen decided to not show up to like the finals, like a very important match or something, and was just generally done with being part of the team. So they either kicked him off or he left. Or
no, I think he left of his own
volition. Just kind of how
volition.
that kind of thing happens.
I didn't know there was a conflict.
No, I'm pretty sure he left of his own volition because the people I know, like who know Ramen, like legitimately said, "Oh, I don't know what's happening. I don't think anything could have happened with Night Ops." So it's just like
I might be thinking of someone else.
Well, in any case, I also wanted to run some. Well, rather, if I were to ask about academy teams, do you think you could talk on them or no?
I could probably talk about Seven Sins Academy.
Okay.
The two teams I cast last night.
Yep, exactly.
Breakthrough and Leftovers. Those are not academy teams. But
how do you feel about the Seven Sins Academy versus Saturn Snow Leopards matchup?
Well, I know that Mercury Cougars, despite their rebranding, always had a really. They've been around since season 0, right? Which means that they have a solid learning base. Like clearly, they have internal structure and like something that moves the players through the ranks and actually teaches them how to play and makes them part of this team. So that is a huge thing. Like if you're scrimming weekly, like even just once or twice,
right?
You know, that's the most that can usually be expected out of community leagues. That advances your play by a significant margin, especially when you're against people of your own rank.
Right.
Usually you kind of your scrims are a little looser. Maybe you're playing against low plats or mid plats. And when your team is kind of mid gold, high gold, and you learn a little more about that.
Yeah.
The other team, you said we had Seven Sins,
and then Saturn Snow Leopards.
Another seven what?
Oh, it was Seven Sins Academy and then Saturn Snow Leopards.
Right. So Saturn Snow Leopards is who I was just talking about. So
right.
Seven Sins Academy is a very similar type of team, right? So they have a huge knowledge base and they're a long-time standing members of Overwatch Pretenders. And I think they have had less member shakeup, but the academy teams are only 1 season or 2 seasons old at this point. I don't know. Yeah. I think I would see who won the match versus MC versus Seven Sins beforehand. The main teams, right?
Right. Hi, my mom's in the background. Give me a second. And she just walked away. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, no, really. Happy Mother's Day.
I'm trying to remember.
I think potentially
I don't think they went against you. I think they were in different divisions last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. I was thinking this season, if they played this season.
They haven't yet.
They haven't played yet. That is the week 3 matchup.
Who did Mercury Cougars play that they were super happy about?
Well,
that they lost to?
They lost against Skyhounds 3-1 week 2.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was Skyhounds.
Yeah.
So many S teams.
So many S teams.
To be honest, it's true.
I think the Cubs will take it. They've rebranded, so they've got a lot of new energy and a lot of new life. And Seven Sins, I wouldn't say that they're ruminating, but maybe they need to make some mix-ups and bring some new blood in, to get some new strats going. Maybe overcome some flaws they've had in the past. So I think the Cubs with their rebrand will have a lot of energy to take that.
All right, you heard it here first. I want to ask sort of like transition the discussion to something else, and that's really the difficulty or perhaps the skill required to be a caster. Now, Moshi, as one of the most venerated casters in the server, and I don't say that lightly, you definitely are. Talk to me about where your mind is at any given point during when you're casting.
Well, some things that I always try to look at when casting are the kill feed. That is a really easy way to get tipped off, not just for play-by-play, but to see critical picks. So if you see a pick on the back line, you know that the opposing team will be looking to push in potentially, right? Like if it's a support, they can say, oh, we just eliminated a potential support ultimate ability, and that gives them a huge advantage, a huge step up, both in knowledge, and it gives you the knowledge. So you have to use your game knowledge and knowledge of the game to either predict what's going to happen and save it for later, and prepare yourself, or you can share that with the cast, right? So you can say, oh, this is what I think is about to happen if there's downtime. So if there's downtime and not anything happening, you can be like, oh, look at that, guys, something happened. Or if something is currently happening, you just save it for later and you send it off to the color caster potentially. It's like, oh, did you notice that this happened? And they'll be like, yeah, that was huge. So you want to, it's all dynamic, right?
Right. I guess it's, could you break down the terms play-by-play and color caster for me?
Yeah, if you want to know about those terms, you can definitely search them up on the internet, but a rough summary would be play-by-play is going to be, it's just like sports casting, where play-by-play goes by literally what is happening. So play-by-play is going to want to announce ultimate abilities that are happening, and then in quick succession, so you say, oh, Zen used Transcendence into the Graviton Surge to defend his team, and then this is countered and followed up by Brigitte Rally.
Sure.
Like, and then
So
you have...
Uber X?
Well, I didn't hear exactly what you said. Cringe.
You want to be an Uber X,
Do I want to be Uber
You
X?
want to be rap god. You want to be the rap god, like, right?
Oh yeah,
you want to go with that play-by-play.
Everything. It's just a big word bubble.
And what other color caster? Like, what do color casters do?
Color casters, they add flavor to the stream, like they're gonna go into more deep analysis of the things that are happening. So when things are happening in rapid succession, sometimes the viewers either they get really excited or hyped and they don't know, they lose track of things that are happening, and then the color caster grounds everything and brings it back to kind of surface level and says, okay, we just saw a ton of stuff happen on the screen. Why did it end up the way it did?
Right.
So you say, Monte Cristos.
Yeah, basically. So if you ever watch Overwatch League, you can kind of separate them that way.
And if I were to say, like, who's the best play-by-play and who's the best color caster in the league, what would you say?
I don't know. I had a lot of fun casting with Ronan. He was a great color caster. He was pretty great. And Guffinator is a really good play-by-play caster. He's not really casting very much anymore, but he has that stream presence that really brings a lot of stuff.
Now we have the best casting duo on this stream right now. It's obviously me and Forebears.
It's that no and me. What are you talking about?
No, it's Forebears and Moshi. Like, anytime I watch a cast, I think it's actually relatively all right. Like it's borderline. I expect this to be the standard for our casting. Even when I cast, I try to think what Forebears would Moshi doing this thing. What would they say?
Oh.
Because I stumble over my words a lot because I speak way too fast sometimes. But
it's easy to do.
Yeah,
it's easy to do.
I feel like Lightbringer's leftovers gave Moshi a run for their money with their name last night.
Oh my god, last night I was
dude, you should have just called us Lightbringers
all day.
You should have just called us Lightbringers.
It's all right. There were a lot of names that tripped up Endo as well, right?
Oh no, shush.
I'm just saying. Everyone makes mistakes. For me, I always get teams confused. I always think, oh, breakthrough 7-7's break, that sort of thing. That's my tick, right?
You want a hot tip?
You want a hot tip for that? Okay, what about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so a hot tip for hot spicy meme for not confusing the teams is definitely just taking one person that you know, like,
Mhm.
oh, the only reason I knew that we were looking at Lightbringer's leftovers was because I knew Endo was on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's
the only
very
reason, yeah, like the only reason I knew I was looking at Breakthrough because Endo was not on the team.
Right. Oh, okay. Fair enough. And then you're able to
Yeah.
be like, okay, like we scan
Like-
it. Is Endo on the blue side? No. Okay, that's gonna be Breakthrough, not Lightbringer's leftovers.
I'm so
Right,
learned.
like it's just a thing. So
I saw
that's
learning
fine.
players days beforehand is great because
Yeah.
Gormagon,
that's his name.
Gormagon, I called him Gnome so much that I legit just started calling him Gnome.
Dude,
like
Gormagon
anytime he
is a
goes to me, I'm
gnome.
like, "What up, Gnome?" And he's like,
No.
"Oh, dude."
Yeah, and
It's so
that's actually
bad.
what I do before every stream. I was like, go in their individual. I was like, hey, how do you pronounce these names? Is this the right way to do it? Sounds good, right?
Right.
Definitely doing that. What tips would you give for someone who wants to get into casting or who wants to be a caster for OWP? Or who wants to just
I would
elevate
just
their
get
game,
guide.
really?
What's that?
Or who wants to elevate their game?
Sure. Yeah, if you already have some experience, you can definitely elevate your game by kind of watching things like Overwatch League and that kind of stuff. Maybe some amateur casters, like Jane does a really decent job of casting, like he does it solo. But he has his own style, right, which is super analytical.
Right.
And if you want to do that, like you want to have a variety. For first initiates, I would say just dive into it and see how comfortable you are with it, because you don't know what your weaknesses are and how to correct them until you attempt to perform. Because it really is a performance. It takes energy. You know, your voice is potentially hoarse when you're done with it.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like you can just read it, right? So
No,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I think that's the most
really
important-
useful. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I think that's the most important thing.
And thank you for sharing your insights. Just as we're wrapping up, I want to ask, is there anything you want to promo tonight? Like Discord, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, anything like that?
I don't really have a personal Twitter, I have a personal Twitter, but it's not anything to do with Overwatch. So you can check out my YouTube at Moshi Man. It has a lot of old Yu-Gi-Oh videos from 2007.
Nice.
So if you like that, you can definitely check that out. I don't know. I was thinking about putting potential casting content up there,
Yeah.
but I haven't done that yet. So
Right.
definitely just check out the Overwatch Pretenders Discord if you literally don't know that already.
Yeah. And
so-
you too can be a caster, and Motion, I will teach you.
Yeah,
Sure
and
will.
anybody can be a caster. I'm a caster, and I suck.
He's a catser.
Oh guys,
Oh,
I got a hot meme.
What's a hot meme?
Hit me with a hot meme.
Black Glasses wanted me to shout him out, so I just want to shout out the Black Glasses and Pizza Rogue duo. They're looking to try to
Oh
duo
my
and
god.
Pizza Rogue is just
Stop.
too low SR, so they're gonna have to up their game and get up there with Black Glasses. So
Don't feel
the
them.
memes are alive.
He's done it.
Don't feel them.
The man, the myth, the legend, Moshi. Check him out. YouTube, Moshi Man. Shout out to Black Glasses and the Pizza Roge. Is that it? Is it Roge? Ryug?
have no idea.
There's a Y in there.
I call him Rogue. I call him Pizza Rogue.
Pizza
Everybody says
Ryuge?
Rogue. No, stop.
What?
I'm trying to say that's like saying maroon instead of red. What are you doing?
In any case, Moshi, thanks so much for being here. And hey, have any fun plans for Mother's Day?
I'm going to call my mom,
Oh, that'll be sweet.
and then later in the week I'm gonna go help her with a retreat she's hosting.
Would
so,
she be interested in an Overwatch Pretender sticker?
If you want to send me a couple,
Wait.
I'm sure she would appreciate.
Sounds good. I
Yeah.
will. All right. Hey, Moshi, take care now. Have a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you too, guys. Yeah.
See you at the next watch party. Hey, Forward, do you
Hey.
think I can get my mother on the stream?
What?
You think I can get my mother to come on the stream?
I don't think I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Why not?
I just have a hunch. It wouldn't be a good idea for her to be on the stream.
Pick it
Just
up, I'll be back.
all right. And in the meanwhile, we're actually getting our last interview, but also we're trying something new. We're actually getting in an analyst to break down some key plays from the Why am I blanking? On the LBLOBT game. Give me 1 second. Come on in.
She is busy at the moment, actually.
Oh, I'm
Lucky.
oddly thankful.
My mother's great. Oh, it is Benjamin.
Oh my goodness, it's Ben. Hey,
Young
Ben.
Benjamin.
I'm sorry?
Why is Endo saying it like that?
Young
it's
Benjamin.
Is-
what I was saying? Oh, it's Young Benjamin. The
Is,
God, the
it-
plugger.
Is your name not Young Benjamin? Is that not true?
I mean, he is like 18.
Yeah,
Alright, that means you're younger than him, Endo.
Don't matter.
Fair enough. Well, in any case, Ben, thanks so much for being here. We're trying something new here, so do you want to just get straight into it?
Sure.
All right. Oh, hey, there's us. And what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be going through some clips from the most recent game. Ben's going to be drawing over them, telling us what's up. And there's going to be some, what the fuck was that? And there's gonna be a bit of a breakdown for it. Let us know if you like this sort of content. Ben, do you want to just get straight into it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hit us with it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be turning you up just a little bit.
So Breakthrough's on the bunker comp, and Lightbringers rotates away from this sort of angle
Mm-hmm.
because it's a really long sight line, so they're just gonna get poked down,
Mm-hmm.
and they play under them, which is like what you're supposed to do against a bunker comp, because it sort of limits the Bastion's sight lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like right now, Breakthrough's just trying to contest the point to not give up a tick before the Bastion can do stuff, but he gets taken down.
Now, when we're talking about bunker versus goats, I feel like this is a matchup traditionally favored toward the bunker side, especially when they're defending, right?
It sort of depends on how the goats plays against a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
So, like here, if you play under them, like you see how the Bastion sort of like he can aim here, but if they
Mhm.
play like down here, he sort of has a harder time hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's sort of where you want to play, and that's what they do. And then like now, sort of Breakthrough's panicking, trying to like swing the fight back into their favor, but it's already in Lightbringer's favor.
Yeah, like a lot of this, I feel like from them, it would have been easier for them to like if they started in a better position to start off with the back shit. Because the only reason I called to go under was because they legitimately couldn't see us and they had to reposition, which forced them to like give up so much on the point already. So
Yeah.
from that point, I thought it was lost.
Interesting. Okay. And so, if I were to ask, sort of, if Breakthrough to do this again, what would they do differently here? Like, when they go around, like, should they rotate down on the high ground, just meet them on face forward? Like, what do you think was the moment when things started to go south? Was it target priority even from the Bastion?
Probably, and I think just Lightbringers played that really well.
All right. And once again, that was the first push for Hollywood, and they were able to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We pushed all the way to third. Then we got rolled on the first point.
It's in 144p. I'm sorry, dude. We're working on that.
That's just how it'd be.
It's just how it be sometimes. All right.
Discord screen share is kind of scuffed.
Well, I made it 720 and 60 frames,
That's just
or
how it'd be.
should I do 1080 and 30 frames?
Nah, that's just how it is with Discord and like screen sharing over. Like
Yeah.
it'll be scuffed.
Yeah, maybe we could try 1080-30 if that worked.
Yeah, sure. Let me.
All right.
Black glasses said, I don't know about that one, cuz. I don't know about that one, cuz.
Is that a little bit better?
Alright.
And hopefully that's better.
Are these all leftovers clips?
Yeah. These are all from yesterday's game. And this right here was the breakthrough retake from leftovers on Ilios Ruins, yeah?
Yeah.
I think.
All right, tell us about that.
Okay.
Okay.
I know this fight.
So Enda kind of feeds this fight.
You're right. You're right.
So, like, first off, they're running goats, Lightbringers is, and they're like not very compact. So like at this angle, all you see is 3 players,
Mm-hmm.
and like now they're sort of closer together, but they're still like not as compact as goats should be. Also, Kiwi gets picked off, and that should be like the call after that. Plugged in or Endo, whoever the shot caller is, should be calling to like speed out.
I'm yelling the backup.
You can't win that. And then also, like, to begin with, look how far up Endo is and like how much space there is with the people behind him. Like, especially right here. Look how far up he is, and there's no one like even close to him. And then he just gets booped in.
In the words of a coach of mine, we weren't playing goats. We're playing Dorito chip because we're in a fucking triangle.
And then like they just snowball by focusing discords. So like
Very unfortunate.
Like, also, it would have been easier to speed out if they were all closer together, especially like stacked on their Rhine.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like you see the brig over here. They just like needed to speed out as a unit,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all too split to do that.
And just by focusing those discords, they were able to really clean up.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give for people who would want to play this exact like Winston variation of goats and traditional goats? Like, do you think this is a good matchup?
No.
It depends on the map, really.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm not sure if there's like that much of an advantage, especially how they play it, because he's playing on low ground, so he's basically mirroring the Rhine, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
but
Like,
playing Winston.
The
I guess
issue-
it's
Sorry.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, the issue with their composition actually is that Winston legitimately ignore him. He's irrelevant to your entire composition. If he dives on Zen, Zen's fine. Armor pack him. Just run down to Zarya, and you legitimately win the fight.
Well, you can do that, but if you're also like really compact, if the Winston jumps in and uses his jump pack, you just stun him. You stun him and
it's
bring him
fine.
down.
So you just play Ryan goats.
Yeah, especially on like this map, it kind of worked out because I got an early pick, but
Mm-hmm.
that was able that not allowed them to snowball. But here he's not really making use of Winston's kit.
Unfortunate.
All right, and of course, I think the importance of like Discord and like focusing Discord targets has to be
Yeah.
mentioned, obviously.
Yeah, that's why you run the Zen.
And it's like the loss of that Zen really early on that really allowed him to be a lot more aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, and that was Ilios Ruins. Want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, sure.
Sick.
What's the next clip? Oh. Oh
this
no.
this was the rotation. All right, hit me with it.
This is a really good rotation. Like, starting off, we should expect goat or bunker, right, on
Mhm.
defense.
Mhm.
So you sort of have to game plan around that. Like, just to say, the bunker is gonna build ults faster than goats is because they're not like close ranged as goats is. Like, basically, the Bastion is gonna build his ult and the Junkrat's gonna build his ult faster. So like all Breakthrough has to do is contest the point long enough in order to get ults. Because like you see, Brig's out of melee range and like so is Rhine. So basically it's just Zarya and the supports doing damage. And Junkrats, they stall the point long enough to get Tire out.
And just plain sweet parents, by the way. Oh, actually, there's a little story behind that Zarya grab. Like, if you look at the 30, he looks like he wants to grab. And in the cons, he's like, I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab him. And there's just a whole yelling no consensus of do not grab them. You bought it.
It's a good rotation, but
Mm-hmm.
they can't really capitalize on it.
Now, just two follow-up questions on that. First of all, is that the proper way to attack the Paris choke as attackers?
Personally, I wouldn't play goods.
Play ball.
I'd run ball comp.
I feel like ball and Far Mercy is the right way to go here.
Yeah.
And so, and is the idea that like the ball just goes like sort of like up the gut, like, and like the Far Mercy goes over like that house on the right side from a defender's perspective?
So like, let me just go back. So you sort of want the ball to go around here and like force him to rotate, while you have like other DPS sort of shooting them in the back. So like, you make their shield kind of useless by the angles you're taking. So like, they have to shield one of your DPS, but your other DPS sort of take different angles to get behind the shield, and then you sort of just like poke them down that way.
Interesting. Okay. And even though this rotation doesn't work out, like, I guess just like my last question is why doesn't, I guess, traditional dive work here, in the sense of like, once grab like a Lucio and just have everyone just hop on point anyway? Like, or rather, like, why not rotate around sort of like the left side? Like, instead of like, not through cover, not through the route that they took, but like just right there, like through the right. Why couldn't a traditional GOATS comp just rotate out through the right and just like really stick close to the wall?
There's less cover.
Okay.
Yeah, like, Bastion's just gonna shred them there.
It's really just about not taking as much bucket as you can. Going right side is actually the best way you could go here. And
to clarify, like Widow comp or like a sniper comp wouldn't work well here, of just like doing this like really insane flank or anything like that?
Probably not like a Widow on its own.
Okay.
Maybe in a quad DPS, but there's other DPS that work better against this comp.
Okay. And that was what
I wanted to run ball.
And as a coach, I wanted to ask, like, is there anything we're missing as, of course, players and former players of teams here? You know, you're obviously high SR on this. What are we missing in this clip here?
I don't know. I mean, like, just sort of how to play against it. Like, what they could have done, they could have like faked a rotation this way and then just sped back around, because the Bastion he's set up right here. They could have faked a rotation, but
is that what you would have done in your open division team?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Like, just once they get to a point, they just have Breakthrough just is able to stall too long. Like, maybe once the D.Va uses her boosters there, he could have farmed her and just burned her. And then they sort of have to get someone else on the point.
I see. Okay. Well, all right. I guess that's how you go about, you know, attacking Paris. Take that rotation. Don't even worry about the Bastion and get in there.
One thing is, like, with lower SR players, they think GOATS is like the best comp.
Kind of like the be all end all, like when in doubt.
Sort of is, but you can run other stuff. Like, is it like Endo said, ball comps work really well if you know how to run them. And I think more people should learn how to run them.
All right, fair enough.
I want to run ball on the team a lot, but we just can't do it. It's unfortunate.
And this
it takes like a lot of target priority.
No, we can do it. It's just that we just haven't practiced it, and like our off tanks aren't really proficient at DPS, so it isn't.
Fair enough. We have one clip left to go, and this one's once again same game. This time we're on Route 66. What happens here?
I think Breakthrough just has more ults.
Breakthrough has more ults, and it's because of that even though they lose their main tank earlier this fight, they're still able to pull through.
Oh wait, this fight was tragic. There was no target calling here. And
feel free to like pause and like really like break down what's going on.
I think what happened here is they're more focused on contesting point than like focusing a target. Like one single target.
No. Like, he just didn't know what to do.
I don't know. Maybe they should have ult tracked and knew the Zarya was getting close to Grav. and sort of like came up with a win condition off of that,
And
and then just who gets off the grav.
And like at this point, it's like the fight's over. Is that right? Like at what point does the fight turn?
Probably when they get the grav. So like even though Quinn dies here,
Mhm.
they just have like so many more ults that they're able to use. And I guess it's also Breakthrough has better target priority, and they're able to burn some people down.
yeah, no, definitely in that situation. Because I remember coming through the door, I just remember saying, "All right, let's go to point, contest,"
Mhm.
and
Also,
there was just
like-
a lot of incoherent yelling.
The Lucio uses beat early, and who just has a free grav.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Divas
okay. So it's
not-
like that amount of like sustain that allowed them to get the rest of their
Yeah.
ults and then sort of devote them to the team fight.
Yeah, the Diva's like nowhere near.
Right.
She just has a free grav.
Now, in terms of the decision-making process of Breakthrough, I feel like typically if you were to say, all right, we lost our main tank, the traditional quote-unquote answer is to reset, but instead they chose to still devote beat to it, devote graph to it, and they ended up winning the fight. Do you still think that was like the right play here?
I think it, yeah, they just have a lot of ults. I think it changes if like Lightbringers has grav. Also, I don't know what happened, but ICU uses bomb. Maybe he uses it to remake, but they
Mhm.
could have sort of just like played slow and waited for the grav bomb and sort of just went off of that, because Lightbringers is playing monkey, so like
Mhm.
he just has bubble.
Right. And like Avengers style, is there a reality in which Lightbringers wins this fight? And if so, what reality is it? Like what's their game plan?
Better target focus and support ult usage. Like
Yeah.
I think if they had a beat there, they could have stayed alive. Like he beats, and I don't think anyone's low really, because they just came out of trans.
Mhm.
I think he just counter beats.
I see.
Oh no, he beats the bomb. That's a good beat actually, because it looks like a good bomb actually.
Right. Well, all right. All
Yeah, I think
right.
Breakthrough has too many ults.
Okay. Well, that's been
I think it also comes
Yeah.
down to Deserti's coming back from spawn, and Hoot has more charge.
Mhm. Oh, got it. In terms of like the Zarya play, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they used the grav earlier and they won that fight earlier.
Yeah. And like just they don't stall long enough for Deserti to build a grav.
Yeah. All right, and then once again winning that point, moving on to point 3. Sounds
So, like,
good. And
They use all-
what else
they
are we
use all
missing
their
here?
ults.
Yeah.
They use all their ults, but they sort of stagger them long enough for Quinn to get back into the fight.
Oh, they pulled the Titans. Just devote as many ults as they can until Bumper gets back to the fight, then they win.
Yeah.
Well, all right. And is there anything else we're missing here just before we wrap this segment up?
This point is also hard to take back,
Mhm.
but Lightbringers does have cluster spawns, but I guess they sort of all die at the same time, so they can't really stagger in. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, once again, that was Ben. He's a coach for SWIA. Thank you for being our guest analyst, sort of breaking down these 4 really big plays. If you guys want any plays sort of analyzed on stream, of course, definitely do that. Well, if you want to be a guest analyst as well, if you're, a coach for a team and you want to be like, hey, I want to
Big
flex my
brains
big
only.
brains, do it. Ben, thanks for being
So,
here,
like,
dude.
Definitely not Chewy.
Yeah.
Def-
You're not. All right. Yeah, but thanks, but I mean, it was actually really insightful. And
Yeah.
you calling me a feeder? Wow.
Yeah,
what
I
else
mean,
is new?
I mean,
Like you feeding pugs, bro. Like whenever
What?
you get
What?
farmed
I
by
don't know.
any random
I
widowmaker.
haven't. What? I don't know.
Yikes.
Lua saying that stuff. I'm not
Well,
gonna
Lua
repeat it,
farmed
but
you. Lua actually
you
farmed
didn't.
you.
You weren't even there.
hey,
Oh, yes, I was.
hey, Ben, do you have anything to promo real quick? Discord, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube?
Yeah, follow my Twitch. And
And-
give me your
and-
Twitch Prime sub.
Wait,
Follow
what's
us.
your Twitch?
It's at Vinian,
Yeah.
and that's
Can you spell that?
VYININ.
Yeah.
All right, that's twitch.tv/VYININ. Give him your Twitch sub, or you give Overwatch Pretender's Twitch sub. I mean, there you go, right? You have a lot of choices, what we're telling you. Ben, thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Wait, Ben. What's your plans for Mother's Day?
Oh, what's your plans for Mother's Day? I'm so sorry. You have a mom.
Yeah, I do. Probably dinner.
Probably dinner.
dinner?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I just like finished signing a card before I came on, so
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah.
Well, happy Mother's Day to everyone, to chat once again.
Thank you.
And yeah, hey, have a great weekend, Ben.
Yeah, you too. Oh yeah, actually, it's Sunday.
Well, have a great rest of your weekend. You have a couple hours.
All right, thanks for having me.
Benjamin, the young god.
Once again, Benjamin, the young god. There is nothing else left to do except talk about these confessions. Oh man, let's get into it. Do you want to, for people who are newcomers to the podcast, do you quickly want to explain what the confession box is?
Okay, so basically the confession box is we opened this up like a day before the podcast. You're able to send in anything. You can send in the Communist Manifesto, Endgame spoilers, like anything.
Some person
you
sent
want.
in Endgame spoilers. Basically, the idea is you can message anything you want, like vents, rants. You want to call someone out? Now's the time to do it. We're going to talk about it on stream.
If you really want to call us about, call out Forebears.
You can call me out. Honestly, it be like that sometimes.
Talk about his nose.
All right, so here we go. Let's see. Let's start. This person says, I don't know what I'm defense matrixing half the time.
I know who that is.
Who is that? Call him out.
Yo, that's my teammate Kiro. That's her right there.
I don't know what I'm defense matrixing half the. Me either when I play Diva. Honestly, me either. I clapped to that guy Pig Dog's cheeks like he got outplayed. Probably someone from MC. No one says that except Toop. Legit, no one says that except Toop.
No, but Toop ain't on the team anymore.
I mean, it could be Pugs. It could be Pugs, right? Maybe.
Oh, it was opposite. No, that was opposite.
Oh,
opposite probably clapped him on Ryan and Pugs.
Yeah. How do you confess? There's always a link in announcements for any pod. There's gonna be a spot to confess. Let's see. I boomed the enemy Zarya by eating their grabs in a game on Thursday. What game was there on Thursday? There was a game on Thursday. If you know what game was on Thursday, please let me know, because I can't change this Discord layout because of the stream.
Let me go chat.
Hey, you're on it. But in the meanwhile, lower division is so toxic.
Wow.
Is it? I always thought lower division was a lot more
it was
wholesome.
Skyhouse versus Mercury Cougars.
I wonder who was playing. I didn't get a chance to see that game. Who was playing off tank?
Who was that diva?
Who was the Skyhounds diva? Who was MC Zarya? Because I'm not gonna lie. K-Bugs on Zarya is something else. I'm just saying.
Nah,
the man's amazing. He was on Rhine. He was on main tank. Who's that Pokemon? I don't know.
It's Forebears.
It's Forebears, right?
It's Teddy Ursa, bro.
It's exactly what it is. Jaharo burned down someone's house in the OWP Minecraft server. How could you? That's, I think, against the Geneva Convention. What are you doing? Our main tank never shows up to scrims in the past 2 days. It's pissing me off.
Yo, that wasn't me.
You had a game. What are you talking about? Whoever it is, I mean, hey man, past 2 days, it's been a weekend. Maybe he's hanging out with his mom. I don't know. Maybe they only get this mom time. This mom daughter, this mom son time. Maybe that's what's going on. I got to 3751 with only Roadhog and other heroes, but not as much. Thank you, Black Classes. I appreciate your convention. Forebears is my dad. Yes, I am. Hello. Unfortunately, you should go say Happy Mother's Day to your mother.
Oh, I'll say it right now. Mother, Happy Mother's Day. See?
Oh, look at you. There's one that says Spork or Ryan OS 99, the streamer from last night. Spork is big gay. If you are, we're accepting nonetheless.
Accepting in my Overwatch community, more likely.
Accepting in my Overwatch community, it's more common than you think. We are going to clap Night Ops Academy today from the DPS of Unknown Academy.
Unknown Academy. Omega Law.
Oh man, I mean, hey, put your money where your mouth is. Unknown Academy, you got this.
If they lose, let's go. That confession.
You know, much like a father who's going to encourage both of his kids, like the Chad and the non-Chad of my children, like equally. I mean, you know, like you gotta stand up for both of them, right? There's one last one, and this is gonna be the last confession for the time. Just before we wrap up, and it's a confession that I'm just gonna read out. Hello, everyone. This is a message from Solus, the resident knife duck of Overwatch Pretenders. If you've been here for a while, you may know me as the team manager for Seven Sins and a newly promoted admin for the server. Within staff, I help run the server maintenance team, which is in charge of processing roster requests and free agent applications. What brings me here today is a quick announcement about another upcoming change in the admin lineup. Over this summer, I'll be traveling overseas for an internship, and as a result, I won't be very active in Overwatch Pretenders. I'll be stepping down from admin sometime in the next 2 weeks, and after that, I might go quiet for a few months. If everything goes well, I'll be back around the end of August. I've been involved with OWP for over 13 months now, and I've made a lot of memories with you guys in my time here. Before I leave, I'd like to give a special shout out to my team, Seven Sins, and the rest of staff, who will be covering for me while I'm away. I wish you all the best this summer, and see you again in a few months.
I knew it was coming.
That was a big one. No, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I am just tired.
We knew it was coming. Me and you both knew this.
Staff knew it was coming. It doesn't make it any easier. Leave it to Solus to announce it on Mother's Day, right? As admin mom.
I say Solus is the mother of the server. Genuinely, nobody can say anything bad about Solus. Legit, if you say anything bad about Solus, you wrong. You know you wrong. She has done nothing, and she is like a pure soul in this server of a cesspool of hell. That's legitimately the truth.
She's a pure soul in a cesspool of hell. That's a phenomenal way.
She's like when if Jesus visited hell, that's Solus. That's legit what Solus is
Except
doing.
Instead of 3 days, she'll be coming back in 3 months. Is that right?
Hopefully she doesn't go. Hopefully she doesn't disappear like Leon on us. Make it big over in China.
Yo, have you seen his new song, Kids, featuring Miranda Glory? It's such a good song. It's a good song. Well, in any case, lastly, we can't end on a sad note, so I'm just going to end with this last confession. Ronan kills more pugs than a city kennel.
Bruh, he do kill pugs. Bruh, 3 a.m. pugs with him, it is like the weirdest thing, because it's like he tries, but it's like he's Torb trying. You know what I mean?
He's Torb trying. That's the best way to put it.
He's on yesterday, bruh. He's on yesterday.
All right. Anyway, we're about to wrap up the podcast right now. You know, we wrapped up with our community highlights. Please give feedback. If you liked what you heard, let us know. If you didn't like what you heard, hey, let us know. That sort of feedback helps a lot. Please give feedback during, like, the analyst segment. That's something new we're trying, right? Please do that. Real quick, our week 2 and week 3 game lineup is, of course, Seven Sins versus Suia tonight, 8:30 EST. OWPod versus Night Ops, 8 EST tonight. And our first game of lower division, Saturn Skyleopards versus Seven Sins Academy. Our first one is tonight. Unknown Academy versus Night Ops Academy tonight at 7. Saturn Snow Leopards versus Seven Sins Academy is going to be Thursday, 5/16, over at 7. And our week 3 upper division games this week is going to be Night Ops versus Skyhounds, Suia versus LBLO, Breakthrough versus O5Heads, and Mercury Cougars versus Seven Sins. My name has been Forebears. I've been your host today, this morning. It is the morning. I haven't slept. Endo hasn't slept either, by the way. Hey, Endo, do you want to quickly sign us off?
Yeah, I'll sign us off, but wait, I gotta do it with special guests. Hold on. Let me get them.
Oh, here we go. Endo mom reveal. Oh, it's his cat. Never mind.
Alright, look. me and Ezreal, we're starting off with the Overwatch Pretender podcast. Thank you for joining us on this Mother's Day, and I hope you all have like a wonderful day. My name is I'm Endo. This is Forver. Follow him on his Twitter. Follow
What's
me on
up?
my Twitter. Temp is Endo, of course. You'll get more pictures of this little boy right here. He's a new addition to my family. I love him very much. And I hope you all enjoyed the podcast.
All right. Have a great Mother's Day, and we'll see you next time. You're not muted.
I'm not. Oh shit.
You're not muted. What the fuck? What the fuck you doing? Muted.
I'm not. Oh shit.
You're not muted. What the fuck? What the fuck you doing? Oh my god. Fuck. God. Fuck.